A lot has happened in the crypto market since we last spoke. Some good news, some bad news. But the bottom line is if you are invested in Cardano, Bitcoin, or really anything in crypto, you need to take a look at this because it could have some big impacts on your portfolio. So if you enjoy this sort of content, really appreciate it. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter. I post there multiple times a day about what's going on in the market. So first thing is the bad news. Bad news with the overall market right now is that Bitcoin's price just recently was rejected at the $38,500 resistance. This has been a key resistance that we have bounced off of a couple of times, and this is a chart that we have used over the last couple of videos. We had said this black box right here was the deciding moment for Bitcoin if we could break out to new record highs and we were going to continue to rally, or if we would be coming back down to around that $36,000 per coin range. So for short-term traders, day traders, I would take a look at this because we have been rejected at this $38,500 per coin range. But the good news with the overall market right now is that still there's a lot of optimism in the market. The first big thing is with RSI. When we look at the RSI right now, we recently just had a breakout from a downward trend on the daily RSI. And this is pretty important because the last two previous breakouts during the past year in the daily RSI have led to a massive bullish upward push. The last two times we saw this was around late July, early August 2021, when you can see we had this big rally. Next, it happened in late September, early October, when we had that second big rally. And we're finally seeing it break above this downward trending line for the first time in 2022. So this is a very bullish sign. On top of this, we're seeing a lot of things with whale accounts, which I talked about in other videos, and overall macro events with big tech companies. They are doing a lot with crypto as well that you definitely need to be aware of, between Apple, Facebook, Visa. You need to be aware of that, so I'll put a link to that video down below if you haven't already seen that. But now let's talk about what is going on with Robinhood, because Robinhood has a big announcement that is also very good for the overall market. And they said that they're going to be planning to launch crypto trading internationally by the end of 2022. They said that is their main goal, and they just announced this in one of their recent earnings call. So in addition to everything we've talked about with Apple and Facebook and Visa, now we're also seeing big announcements come out from Robinhood that they are trying to really expand their Bitcoin and crypto trading in 2022 to more users and attract millions, tens of millions more users worldwide. One of the reasons is that their stock has been performing pretty poorly. So they're looking for a way to increase their revenue, which is expanding globally for crypto trading. But another is simply because it's been a highly requested thing for Robinhood to do. Continue to expand their crypto trading, add crypto wallet features. So this is good news. Now let's talk about what's been going on with Cardano, because there's been a lot of ups and downs with Cardano over the last couple of weeks. First thing is that we've seen a couple of big announcements with Cardano with regards to metaverse cryptos. For example, Pavia was Cardano's first metaverse project, launched, was successful. Second thing we saw was SundaeSwap. We'll talk about that a bit later, but SundaeSwap was the first DEX on Cardano's blockchain. But now we have another DEX that just recently launched on Cardano, and that was ADAX. ADAX is a DEX that we've been speaking about for a couple of months now. I did a video a few months back in like mid-2021, late 2021, about top Cardano projects, top Cardano DEXs. We talked about SundaeSwap, ADAX, Akamfi. We talked about a bunch of these, and now ADAX is finally launching. They've just launched their V1, and they talked about this on Twitter the other day. So as of Sunday, January 30th, 2022, they've officially launched their decentralized exchange. And this is a pretty big deal because everyone is looking for which Cardano DEX is going to compete with the likes of Uniswap or PancakeSwap, or be like, the Uniswap or PancakeSwap on the Cardano ecosystem. So ADAX could very well be that. And while you may think this isn't going to directly impact Cardano's price, it actually will. Long term, this is going to have big impacts because if Cardano has a very useful and successful DEX that people like to use and people, pick over PancakeSwap or people pick over Uniswap, not only is that going to increase that particular project like ADAX's value, but it's also going to grow Cardano's entire ecosystem. So this is a very big deal. Second piece of good news with Cardano, and we do have one piece of bad news we need to go over the end, but the second piece of good news is that Coti is a project we've talked about for quite a few months on Cardano, and they recently just announced a partnership on Sunday, January 30th, 2022, that they have a brand new partnership with ADAX. And according to the announcement, the press release, it says Coti and ADAX Pro are exploring ways to implement the DEGED stablecoin with the ADAX decentralized exchange and centralized exchange. This is a very big deal because back in September 2021, Coti was talking about launching Cardano's first ever stablecoin called DEGED. And we're finally seeing that now this is being put to more and more use. We're seeing a lot of practical use cases for this. The main goal of this stablecoin is for lower transaction fees, to ensure the Cardano network avoids like huge volatility in transaction prices, exorbitant gas fees. Its really main goal is to avoid all of these problems we see with Ethereum with these really high fees that happen as networks continue to grow. So seeing this partnership between ADAX and Coti and DEGED is a very big deal. Last thing I want to talk about with Cardano, which is good news before we get into that one negative piece of information, is going to be with the price. Because right now, if we look at Cardano's price, there's a lot of signs that we could be gearing up for a huge breakout. Not only have we seen a lot of projects develop on Cardano's blockchain over the last couple of months and start to roll out, but also in terms of technicals. Right now, there's a lot of optimism because if we look at Cardano's price, even with all the volatility in the market, we have seen it been able to stay above a very key support of right around $1 per coin. It had a very strong support at $1 per coin, and we've been able to stay above that. So moving forward, as long as we can maintain that support, we may see a wick below it, but as long as we can maintain that support on the 4-hour charts and even the daily charts, that would be a very bullish sign for Cardano, because right before we saw the correction, it was actually starting to bounce back. We saw it break above $1.50 per coin. We saw it start to push higher, but really the market just dragged it down. So in terms of technicals, in terms of development, Cardano is looking great. The one thing that's negative with Cardano is that there has still been a lot of reported issues with Sunday Swap. Sunday Swap was the first DEX to launch on Cardano, and many users have reported they've tried 20 times, a couple dozen times, to swap ADA for Sunday, and nothing has gone through. So Sunday Swap has come out and addressed this. They said that there's a lot of issues with the network because so many people have been using this, but this is why it is good that ADAX recently launched V1, because we need to see a successful DEX on Cardano's blockchain. Obviously, Sunday Swap, we were expecting issues because there was so much hype around it. There was obviously going to be some congestion. Obviously, so many people wanting to use it, but we need to see these issues solved quickly to avoid any further problems, any further, mistrust or damage for, their reputation moving forward. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but a lot of people are getting a little annoyed that Sunday Swap is still experiencing issues, a little bit of outages. It's being a little slower and not always able to process these transactions that people want. So just keep an eye out on this. I'll keep you guys updated, but let me know your thoughts on the overall market. I'm overall very bullish from where we are right now long term. Yes, in the short term, we probably are going to drop back down to 36,000. We could even retest that $32,000 per coin range, but long term, I'm extremely bullish. Let me know your thoughts. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. See ya.